Hey everybody, it's Weaver again, and today I'm actually making a response video. I'm pretty hyped up on sugar because I've had way too many pixie sticks. How many pixie sticks are way too many pixie sticks? This many pixie sticks are way too many pixie sticks. So, that being said, I'm making a response video to Grishno, who posted a video, I think about a week and a half ago, but I completely lost track of time. I made an original video and it was about 11 and a half minutes long, and I decided that that wasn't good because my editing skills suck. So if I put it up there, it would be a monstrosity, so I'm just going to make a new one. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast because I really want to get through this in a good amount of time, and I tried covering all three options, and instead I'm just going to do the whys and why nots. The subject of the day is disclosure, when and how to tell your partner, or partners if you swing that way, that you are transgendered. Now, this is something that's very unique to the trans community because if you're in a gay relationship, you don't really have to tell the other person that you're gay. It's kind of implied. Likewise, if you're in a straight relationship or a polyamorous relationship. But if you don't tell your partner that you're in a polyamorous relationship, that's just called cheating. So, with the transgendered issue, the biggest problem that a lot of people face is a phobia of rejection. The phobia that the other person won't understand, the cis person usually, won't understand that it doesn't really change anything. It just puts a different spin on how you were born, and it doesn't really change very much. Now, I totally understand the issues of, but it was so long ago that I was anatomically insert biological gender here, and now I'm not. But the issue is that that's still a part of who you are, and that's a big part. And it's something that you had to have major surgery for, which is why option 3, which is to just not tell them, as stated on Grishno's video, which will be linked somewhere, I don't know where. I've had way too many pixie sticks, as previously stated. But I will, as stated on Grishno's video, option 3 is just not bringing it up, just never mentioning it, which I think is a bad idea because it really does spur secrecy in a relationship, which I am totally against. I think that in a relationship, particularly one long-term, especially if you're planning on being with someone for the rest of your life and you're just not going to tell them for the rest of your life, I think it's necessary that you bring it up at some point. Now, I've spoken to a lot of people, and they seem to prefer that you bring it up on the first date or before. And that's because a lot of people do see it as an affront to their sexuality. Now, first of all, this does bring up a lot of problems about sexuality. Second of all, I don't really see myself as a bisexual man. I see myself as a bisexual woman. Which, yeah, like, this is natural, people. I have boobs. I'm not a boy. And people keep doing this, and it really frustrates the hell out of me. But the fact of the matter is that I really don't like the idea of lying to your partner. I would never be comfortable with keeping something like that from my partner. However, I am hugely a supporter of the LGBT, and usually right when I say that, because I'm not the most effeminate individual, I'm pretty androgynous and I'm a huge tomboy. So usually when I allude to my support of the LGBT, people immediately start asking, so are you gay? Are you a lesbian? Are you transgendered? And at that point, I don't really feel comfortable outright lying. If you are fully passable and living stealth, then option 3 is something that you can really chance if you're willing to do so. Options 1 and 2, like I said, most of the people that I spoke to, because I did ask quite a few of my friends about this, most of them said that they would prefer that you bring it up on or before the first date. My biggest issue with this is that usually when you do that, they instantly lose interest, which really frustrates the fuck out of me because I've actually had instances of people talking about marriage and kids and moving and being together forever, and the minute that they find out that I was born with a penis, they freak out and they're just like, no, never mind, I didn't mean that. And I want to backhand them. You can't do one thing and say the other. You have to align it, otherwise it's called hypocrisy. But yeah, so I have a lot of ragging to do on, you know, these people who were just like, no, I'll totally do it, and then turn around and do something completely different. Likewise, I have a problem with people who just never bring up their gender. If you never bring up your gender in a more casual instance, like with just friends, then I can understand that. But once you take someone to bed, I think that really instigates a necessity of knowledge. But gender and sex are they're linked at a very basic, very minute level, but they are linked in some way. So in that regard, I do think that there is a certain point at which you should tell someone, but when is completely up to you. I would take it at a case-by-case basis. But like I said, I don't feel comfortable holding off on telling people because I think that it really does encourage keeping secrets because it's if you're worried about this, you're going to worry about, you know, just about everything. You're going to worry about, well, what if they find out how much money I make? What if they find out what I do on my weekends? What if they find out what kind of video games I like? Oh no. So it all just seems kind of arbitrary. So now that that incredibly fast-paced rant is complete, I have no idea how long this has been, so I will talk to you guys later.